Half a day students, I am Governor Lou Leon Guerrero. You all have been through a year of big changes. We've had to adapt and make big changes to keep our families and our island safe. But with change comes opportunity and a chance to try new things like PBS University. While Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio and I will continue to do our part to keep our island safe, you students have a part to play as well. Your part is to keep learning and to keep up with your lessons. That's why I am happy to see you here ready to learn with PBS University. PBS University is a way to bring a continuous educational curriculum to you while you stay safe at home during this time. To help you keep up with your studies, we asked our friends at PBS Guam and the Guam Department of Education to put together this episode. Thank you for doing your part and have a great lesson.
PBS University is a program by PBS Guam and the Guam Department of Education in conjunction with public school teachers. These lessons are created to provide both parents and students with a unique educational experience while helping students to continue learning at home. PBS University, next on PBS Guam.
1, 2, 3, 4. Come along, let's sing a song. We'll have a great adventure. Today's the day, let's learn and play. We'll have a great adventure. Numbers, letters, science things, all that we can do. Help you deal with how you feel. Share with us too. It's super cool and just like school, our awesome learning adventures. So grab a friend, the fun will end. Our awesome learning adventures. Awesome learning adventures with PBS University.
Boys and girls, let's do something we haven't done in a while. Let's bring in our images. Let's look at all these images that we have. What are they? They're different careers. And here is a riddle of the day to help us figure out what we are going to be learning about. What's easy to give to others, yet hard to take on ourselves. However, it's light if it's held onto and shared. What do you think it is? I'll give you 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Responsibility! So in today's episode, we are actually going to be learning about the word responsibility, and we'll also be looking at different careers and what responsibilities they have. So how do we learn about the word responsibility? Well, we can look it up using the dictionary and the Thesaurus, something that we've learned about in past episodes. And to add to that, we'll also be learning about affixes, such as the suffix and the prefix of a word, to help us break down the word responsibility a little bit more. So let's get to it and learn some fun things about affixes, and we will be practicing using the dictionary and the thesaurus. So the word responsibility means the state of being the person who caused something to happen. It also can mean a duty or task that you are required or expected to do. And third is something that you should do because it is morally right, legally required, etc. All right, so let's focus on the second definition of responsibility, a duty or task that you are required or expected to do. So since we looked it up in the dictionary, let's look it up in the thesaurus, where the synonyms and antonyms of responsibility can be found. Synonyms of responsibility for the second definition is burden, change, commitment, or oath, pledge, promise. So when we break down responsibility into its prefix and suffix, we can see that re is its prefix and ity is its suffix. What does re as the prefix mean? Re means again or back, and ity is the state or quality of being. So if we break that down and we think about it, it's actually things that you keep on doing, or the state of your quality of being over and over, which essentially is responsibility, what we do over and over. So let's look at different careers and what their responsibilities are. So here is a chef, and the responsibilities of a chef are to cook and to make food and to be creative. Here is a teacher, that's what I do. The responsibilities of a teacher can include grading papers, teaching new subjects to students. Here's another career, it's a veterinarian. What are some of their responsibilities? Some of their responsibilities can include taking care of animals, prescribing medicine for animals, doing surgeries for animals. And here's another career. It is an HR director or a human resources director. What do they help with? They help with hiring people, making sure that the people that are applying fit the job. And they also interview different applicants. And they also help businesses to stay on top of the law of human resources. And so what are some responsibilities that students have? Some of my students said getting good grades. When it comes to responsibilities at home, it's cleaning their rooms. And what are some responsibilities that adults have? Some of my students said taking care of their children, going to work. So I challenge you to think about different responsibilities that you have and the different responsibilities of the careers around you have. It helps us to think about it because it might help us to figure out what we want to do when we get older. For me, I'm a teacher, so my responsibilities include grading papers, helping students learn about math and English, and taking care of my classroom. So something that also helps me with responsibility is time management. So we can look up and use a time management schedule to help us stay on task. Here is an example of a time management schedule that I like to use. As you can see, there are many different tasks that teachers have to use, and the ones that I put here are just a small portion of what teachers do daily. But this time management schedule helps me to stay on task, and it helps me to stay responsible. I hope you try to make one so that you can stay on task and stay responsible. Hi boys and girls, thank you so much for being with me today and for learning about responsibility. We learned about responsibility by looking at different careers and what their responsibilities may be. And we also learned responsibility about the word by looking it up in the dictionary, looking it up in the Thesaurus, and looking up the prefix and suffix of the word responsibility. So the next time you don't know a word, check it out in the dictionary and the Thesaurus, which we learned about in past episodes, and also look up the prefix and suffix of the word or the affix of a word. Alrighty, boys and girls, thank you so much for being with me here today. Remember, practice makes progress. You are smart and you are important. I will see you in the next episode. Bye!
Mr. Ka, everybody. How are you? I want to thank you for joining me here today at PBS University for our middle school math moment. That's middle school math moment. So for today's middle school math moment, I brought something for us so we could think about our topic. Hang on, let me get it. Okay, so here it is. It's pretty neat, huh? This is a 3-dimensional polyhedra, which simply means it's a shape that has length, width, and height. So it comes out towards us, and it is made up of several different smaller shapes, which are triangular. That's right, because today's lesson is all about triangles. Go ahead and help make the triangle shape with me, just like that. You know, there are different types of triangles, and you can see them being used all around you in everyday life. We see the triangle shape in some of the foods we eat. In fact, I think some of my favorite foods are probably the triangular shaped ones. We can see them in the construction of buildings. We also see triangles in art and design and all around us. So without further ado, let's go ahead and learn more about the triangle. Let's study triangles. What is the official definition of a triangle? Well, a definition we will work with is a triangle has 3 sides and it's a closed shape. So if I were to draw side 1 and side 2, I would have to make sure side 3 closes side 1 and side 2. There are different types of triangles, but we will focus on 3. We have an equilateral triangle, an isosceles triangle, oh, that's a mouthful. And we have a scalene triangle. That's a pretty name. Let's talk about equilateral triangles. An equilateral triangle has 3 equal sides. So if one side were to be, for example, 10 units, then the second and third side would be the same length, also 10 units. Let's go ahead and draw it and see what it looks like. So there we have side 1, and side 2 and side 3 are both the same. And we're going to use this mark here to denote that the 3 sides are of equal length. That's an equilateral triangle. Now let's talk about the isosceles triangle. It is a triangle that has 2 equal sides. So let's go say our first side is 10 units and so is the second. Our third side would be a different length. It could be longer or shorter, but we'll make it 7 units. Let's go see what an isosceles triangle like this would look like. So there's our shorter 7-unit side and then the 2 long 10-unit sides, and we can use the marks again to denote that the 10-unit sides are equal because they have 2 marks, and the shorter side is not because it only has 1 mark. And finally, we have the scalene triangle. A scalene triangle has no equal sides. So we will create one that has a 10-unit side, an 8-unit side, and finally, a 6-unit side. So a triangle like that would look like this. We have the 6-unit, 8-unit, and 10-unit side, and since none of them are equal, they have a different number of marks to show that none of them are equal to the other. What are the 3 types of triangles that we studied today? The one that has 3 equal sides is equilateral. The one that has 2 equal sides is called isosceles. And the one that has no equal sides is called scalene. Good job. What are some examples of equilateral, isosceles, and scalene triangles that you see in everyday life? Great job. Let's do an activity with triangles.
Here's a fun activity you could do with triangles and other shapes called tangrams. There are many places you can find tangrams on the internet, but I use the website www.mathagon.org. As you can see on the menu, there's many different shapes that you can make. Or we have a Christmas tree, an elephant, a rooster, and a star, and some others. I went ahead and decided that I wanted to try out the house first. So as you can see, we have several different types of triangles, and it looks like they are right-sided isosceles triangles. And then we also have a square and a parallelogram. So you have to rotate all of the shapes, and you will use all of the shapes. And when you get it in just the right combination, it will form the shape that you're looking for. Now, I'm not really the best at these, so maybe you can help me out. I had to move the puzzle pieces around several times, and then there kind of comes a point where you can actually see that it's coming together, and it's so satisfying. So you just move it a little bit more and you get that last one, click it in place, and there it is. There is our house. So let's go ahead and try another one. I went ahead and went for the animal shape, and I wanted to make the elephant. I like to go for the big pieces first, and it was really a challenge for me to try to figure out how those big pieces are going to fit inside that compact elephant. And I really thought I had figured it out very quickly here, and I was very proud of myself, only to realize the parallelogram does not fit there. So I did a bit more trial and error and moving around our right-sided isosceles and scaling triangles. And then I decided to just start all over again. If you want to try out these fun tangrams, you can check them out on the website. You can just look up tangrams, Tangrams, on the internet, or you can try the Mathagon website that I tried and did a bit more experimenting. Then I started to get better at it. You finally see it start to come together, and there it is, our beautiful elephant.
Thank you guys for joining me today in our exploration of triangles and the different types we have and all the wonderful ways that they can be used and combined to make something even greater. I hope you join me again, and until then, I hope you stay safe and I hope you stay curious. Adios!
Hi, welcome to the Sci-5 Corner Nature Walk and Talk Show. Here's Miss Castro.
Thank you. You're much too kind. Thank you for coming to my Nature Walk and Talk Show. How are you? In Tagalog, they'll ask, Kamusta ka? In Chamorro, Hafata manuhao? And in Chuk, Afaisum. So how are you all doing? I hope you're doing fine, because we have a fantastic lineup for you all where I will bring in my super friends. But before we do that, we're going to do a segment like all cool talk shows do, where they have viewers send cool animal jokes. I have one here from Amaya from Sinahanya, where she asks, what do you call an impartial carabao? I don't know. What do you call an impartial carabao? She said, I don't care about it. What a hilarious joke. Thank you for sending that to us. So, in a little bit, you are going to see my pets. They're going to be guests, my fabulous felines, who will be promoting their new movie. And my musical guests will be my aquatic pets, Gary G, the trumpet snail, and Danio LaRusso, the Danio on strings, who'll be performing at the aquarium. Stay tuned.
Wouldn't you say pets are all characters? They have their unique personalities, making us laugh, warming our hearts, and bringing us joy. But they do require special care. So how can we all be responsible pet owners on island?
Welcome back. My special animal friends are going to be talking about their new movie, and it's what pet owners have been waiting for. So please welcome Katniss Tongan and Kit Purrington.
Thank you for having us.
It's our pleasure to be here.
This movie is called Stay or Stray. Let's watch a clip.
This spring, in a cat and dog world in Guam, an unlikely hero is watching. Katniss Tongan stars as a pet rescuer trying to make a difference. Our island is overrun by stray animals. How can she stop these stray animals who have overtaken the island?
A movie that will have you at the edge of your seats.
Hey you, stray cat!
Don't bother me. I'm looking for dinner.
Silly cat, I'm a pet rescuer. Don't you want to get off the street so you won't have to eat garbage anymore?
A cat's gotta do what a cat's gotta do to eat.
Get out! Get out! Get out of here, dude!
Alright.
Get out of here. This is my sewer. It's a tough world out there, but what can Katniss Tongan do?
The stray animal problem on Guam made national news. In a report by New York Times, Guam has only one dog catcher at the Animal Control Office. Nicholas Ibanez is his name, and he has to deal with 30,000 stray dogs.
This movie will make you cry.
I do dream about a forever home.
Want a forever home? Come and follow me.
Katniss Tongan hopes to stop the stray animal problem by making a flyer for him.
I posted up on the internet, so let's just wait and see.
What a bummer. No one wants me.
We have a message. Okay, let's check if they could be good pet owners. I'll interview them. So, what will you do to help stop the stray problem here on Guam?
Well, the first thing I'll do is get him fixed.
Are you in the mafia or something? What do you mean by fix?
Oh, no. What fix means is to get an animal spayed or neutered so they don't reproduce, have more babies, and overpopulate the island.
Oh yeah, right. I knew that. I was just checking.
And I will have him see a vet to get shots and a microchip. I will always have food for him, prepare his litter box, have lots of toys to play with, and love and care.
Congratulations! You have passed the inspection. You qualify to be a responsible pet owner.
The pet rescuer has saved the day again. Coming soon to theaters near you. Can't wait to see it. That movie did have a theme. Why don't we recap? A responsible pet owner would go where? A hospital? A restaurant? The veterinarian? Animal shelter? If you said veterinarian and animal shelter, you're correct. They'll be able to get vaccines, spayed or neutered, and get microchips, and many pets have been found and returned to owners because of the microchips safely implanted in them. And this is what they shouldn't have: fleas, rabies, parvovirus, disease. The second is to have a good supply of, correct, food. The third is to give them a place to run and play and potty train them. And the fourth, yes, you guessed it, is to give lots of love and attention. Sounds like a lot of work, huh? Is it all worth it being a pet owner? Well, I'm an animal lover, and so are these people here, receiving love back from these amazing creatures. Let's look at them as the musical sensation Gary G, the trumpet snail, and Danio LaRusso, the Danio, perform at the aquarium. Yup, pets relieve stress. They assist people with special needs, improve people's health like lowering their blood pressure. They boost immunity. How? They have probiotics, which is the good bacteria, and they pass it on to us as we interact with them. That was such a beautiful song. Give it up for Gary G and Danio, everyone. And thank you to my pet cats for coming onto the show to promote their new movie about being responsible pet owners, especially when adopting adorable animals. We got to discover, explore, respect, and restore. We got to see some solutions to solving the stray animal problems here on Guam. Spay and neuter, and train your pets. I'm Miss Castro of the Sci-Fi Corner Nature Walk-In Talk Show. And remember, love your pets because...
Hafa Adai students, welcome to PBS University. My name is John Fernandez, and I'm the superintendent of the Guam Department of Education. These PBS University lessons are made to help you to continue learning. The teachers here prepared fun lessons on science, character education, math, English, and more, and they made it for you, the students of Guam. We're very grateful to them for their instruction. We're also thankful for you students, parents, and guardians who are watching. Remember, stay safe and healthy, and we'll see you soon in the next school year. Thank you.
Welcome back to another social studies episode of PBS University. I, Mr. S, am your host for today. But today, I want to talk about being a kid. Sometimes being a kid stinks, man. I know, I remember. I mean, I'm old, so I know it was a long time ago, but I still remember stuff. I was responsible. I had to do all these chores. My parents like, hey, do the dishes. Hey, take out the trash. I'll feed your dog. Go outside and play with your dog. Like, man, I don't want to do that stuff. Why? I had school. I had homework. I just wanted to hang out. Ugh, being responsible stinks, right? But those are things we have to do. We have to be responsible. We have to be responsible for our chores. I mean, you don't want your house being a giant mess, throwing your clothes everywhere. Right? You want it to be nice and clean and neat. You don't want dishes piled up in the sink and gross and nasty and whatever. You want to, make sure you have to wash those dishes so that it's nice and neat and clean and you have something to use next time you want to use them, right? Oh, I know, responsibilities. So, we gotta do them though, right? And I remember as a kid, I had two brothers, so we took turns doing our chores, and I still hated doing them, and I know that. And so I know that you guys feel the same way about some of those things, but we have to be responsible. There are certain things we have to do. And unfortunately, like 76 Circle K says, it really messes up with our fun times, huh? Responsibility, we have to do them. It was a great day, but then I have to be responsible for stuff, right? And although being responsible for things we have to do is one thing, there is another meaning to being responsible as well. Things that we have done already in the past, we need to take responsibility for those and take ownership of what we have done. Now, the story I'm going to tell you is the legend of Alu and Pang. But before I get into that, you might know where I'm talking about. We're the Agana Bay area when we're sort of getting into Tamuning area. It's kind of like the Agana Beach condos, it's the Jimmy D's, it's the Sheraton. There's this big island, this big rock right there, kind of in the middle of nowhere. It's the area where the Rick's Reef is when surfers go out there for surf. This is the area of where our story takes place. You can go out there, you can go to this island, this rock, and you can be there and hang out and do whatever you want and have a good time there. But know the story where it comes from. In the ancient CHamoru times, we were led by Magalahis and Magahagas, right? And they're just basically, that just basically means chiefs. One's for males, one's for females. And so during this time, we had one of our Magalahis was Alu, and he was in the northern area around Tamuning, and he was well known for his strength. He could, he's thirsty, he's like, man, I want something, I'm gonna go shake a tree, and the coconuts will fall. He's that strong. And so his story traveled down. There was a storyteller that was moving around and went down south to one of the villages down in the south and told the story of Alu's strength. And the Magalahi down there, Pang, also was known for his strength. He became very egu, which is jealous, right? He's like, but I'm known for my strength. I can take a coconut and smash it and all the juice will come out. I gotta do that with my bare hands. So he, Pang, decided that he was going to challenge Alu. And that way they know who is the stronger of the chiefs. So Alu, obviously, he says, yes, let's do this. I want to find out too. I didn't know there was some other guy that was as strong as me. The day of the challenge, Pang comes up north with his villagers, and they participate in the feast that Alu and his villagers have given them. And while they are doing that, one of the ladies says, hey, I need some coconuts. And so Alu says, I got you. I can shake these down. Goes over to the tree, shakes it, and they just all fall. But Pang says, wait a second, I don't want to be shown up here. So he's like, is it okay if I open up the juice for you, open up the coconuts and give you the juice? Sure. So he just takes them and squeezes them with his bare hands and just all that juice out, right? So both these chiefs know what each other is capable of. They've seen each other like, oh my goodness, right? So after the feast, they get ready for the battle, their challenge. And they're looking at each other, staring at each other, and when that sound goes off, they run at each other and bam! They hit each other. And they hit each other so hard that all the trees around them just fell over. The earth shook, the trees fell over, the ground was starting to break up and things like that. Man, these guys were just going at it. Bam, 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 right? They're battling it. They're just going for a long time, hours. And eventually, Pang started to get tired. And he said to himself, there is no way that I can win this. So he decided to run into the water and start swimming. He's like, I'm gonna get away. Alu was so in the moment, he picked up this giant rock and throws it at Pang. And it hits him directly and lands directly on top of him. And that is where Alupang Island comes from. And that's where our story ends. That's all we know about this. But I would like to think that Alu had to deal with some of those feelings that happened because of his actions during this challenge. Right? He had to take responsibility for what had happened to Pang during this time. Right? So I would still think that there is something that he has to deal with, that he has to show his responsibility of some sort, right? And just the same, like we have to take responsibility for things that we've done wrong. We have to take responsibility for things that we've done right. You know, we also have to still be responsible for things like cleaning up our house, cleaning up the living room, our clothes, right? Doing the dishes, things like that. So remember, we're trying to be responsible citizens in our society. So we are trying to do the right thing. That's all we can do, right? Just try to do the right thing. So do the right thing. I want to say thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. As always, stay safe, stay curious, and stay active. I will see you guys next time.
Hello, buenas and happening, Renanim. That is hello in Chukis. Renanim. Welcome to PBS University Middle School. Wahusi Mrs. Paulino here for your character education and getting ready to head out for some water fun. The sun is out and the beach is calling. I got my snorkeling gear, I got my sunscreen, and yes, don't forget to hydrate. I have my water bottle, and of course we can never be too safe out around the waters, and so I got myself this water vest. I think we are all set and ready here, so what are we waiting for? Let's go! Whether you're young or old, swimmer or a non-swimmer, you and I need to demonstrate practices and behavior that will keep us safe while having fun. Well, here in Guam, we are blessed with a beautiful Pacific Ocean that surrounds our island that we can appreciate and enjoy. And in addition to the numerous beach locations, we have several pools and water parks available to us all year round. Just as much as they are inviting, there are dangers and precautions that we need to be aware of, especially in the open waters where conditions may be unpredictable. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, drowning is the second leading cause of unintentional injury death for children ages 1 to 14 in the United States. While children are at highest risk, anyone can drown. From an article in the Pacific Daily News in 2015, Guam has seen an average of 12 fatal drownings in a year in different age groups and different bodies of water. So before we enter in the water, make sure we go over some safety rules. Let's hear from our water experts.
Today, PIC guys, just a fun announcement with our water safety here at PIC. You can also have fun, but also remember safety first. Alright, so if you do not know how to swim, alright, we do give you guys life jackets, and it's also here at our racks if anything. So please follow our protocol with our whistles. Alright, we're just trying to keep you safe at all times and make sure you do have some fun.
Clubmate TJ strongly cautions everyone, no horse playing, no chicken fighting, have fun, but no rough playing at all times. In addition, make sure you are never alone and that you have an adult present with you at all times. Watch out also for some very important warning signs around the parks to help us all keep safe and healthy. Let's see how many we can spot. Everyone, now we're ready to have a lot of fun and have a nice swim.
I got this. You got it? Okay, yeah.
Here we are fully secured. 1, 2, and 3. Just like that.
Perfect.
For our final water activity, Mr. Ernest Achoko will join me to explore the fish aquarium along with our PIC clubmate instructors, Rachel and Jan.
So, let's go over our rules that you'll see on the board over here. Jan, take it away.
Rule number 1, no kicking. Kicking like this? Yeah, that's not allowed. And rule number 2, only swim with your arms like this, okay? Just like this.
Can we do this?
No.
We can do that.
Yes. And rule number 3, you're going to follow the arrow that you see as you snorkel. So if the arrow shows you to go straight, you're going to go straight. If the arrow shows you to go right, you're going to go right. But only you're going forward at all times. Do not come back this way.
And rule number 4, please stay away from the rocks and the corals. They are very sharp and you might get cut and you will get hurt. So to avoid that, swim away from the corals and rocks. Like this.
Oh, you got a boo-boo.
And rule number 5, while you're using your snorkel, do your best to breathe with your mouth only. And if water happens to come inside, all you have to do is blow really hard and the water will exit through the top. And rule number 6.
Do not panic. Stay calm, breathe, And if you need help, just go on your back and wave your arms, and lifeguard will help you.
Hello, hi. All right, and that's all the rules we have for you during the aquarium. Now let's get started.
Woo! How awesome was that? I am officially exhausted. That was a lot of great activities, and we have learned so much about water safety today. Thank you, Pacific Islands Club, to your great hospitality and the clubmates for the water safety tips. Our heartfelt thanks also to our rescue team, the Guam Fire Department, U.S. Coast Guard, Park Patrols, and lifeguards who have saved hundreds of lives and keep both our visitors and locals safe. I would like to thank personally a water superhero, Ray Villaflor, who saved the life of my son when he was very young. Dankun nasidulas maasi. Thank you everyone for joining me today. Stay safe, stay healthy, and be water smart. Adios! Bye!
Happy Day, PBS University friends, and Yorana. Yorana means half a day in Tahitian. Can you say Yorana? Awesome job! Now, boys and girls, let's listen and review from our previous lessons what these three words are saying that we've learned about. Nana? What? Yes! Nana is mother. Lalalu. That's right, Famagun. Haiguas. That's right, the shells of the coconut, the nizuk. Well, with these three words and coming together with what we're learning in our next lesson, what do you think I'm going to be talking about, or we're going to be learning about? That's right, Pamagun. We are going to be learning about a legend. Can you say Lihendi? What? I heard some of you say you also have some legends. How amazing is this? Let's get ready, Pamagun. Today, PBS University friends, we're going to learn about the Lihendi of Sirena. But before we get to learn about the story of Sirena or the Lihendi of Sirena, we need to make sure that we know these words, okay? Let's get ready. Our first word is Saduk. Saduk. Can you say Saduk? Malik Famagun. Saduk means river. River. Can you say river in CHamoru, Famagun? Malik. Our next word that we're going to learn about is Palawan. Palawan. Palawan means girl. Can you say girl in CHamoru, Famagun? Malik, Famagun. Our next word that we're going to learn about, Famagun, is Numangu. Numangu. Do you know what Numangu is? That's right, Famagun. Numangu means swimming. Can you say swimming in Chamorro, Famagun? Malik, Famagun. And our last two words, Famagun. Guihan. Guihan. Can you say Guihan? Malik, Famagun. Guihan means fish. Fish. Can you say fish in Chamorro, Famagun? Malik, Famagun. And our very last word, Famagun, is prensa. Prensa. Can you say prensa? Malik, Famagun. Prensa in Chamorro means iron. Iron. Great job! And now, PBS University friends, I'm going to take you for a walk in the park of Sirena in Hagåtña, the capital of Guam. Come on, let's go and listen to our Lihendi. Here we are, Famagun. We made it to Sirena Park here in Hagåtña, and I am standing right above the Satduk, the river where she swam out. There's our Sirena. So how did Sirena, Famagun, turn into a mermaid? Half Palawan human and half Guihan fish. Well, one day, Nana wanted her to complete her chores to go and get some haiguas. Remember the shells? Yep, to get the haiguas and prepare it for the prensa. But she just loved to swim, numangu, almost as she was a fish. So then, Mom, Nana, ends up putting her on a curse, Famagun, to be a full fish. But Sirena's godmother was saying, no, let's not curse her. No, don't do that. But already it was too late. Nana's curse was so powerful, it turned Sirena into a half Palawan, half Guihan, because she loved to numangu in the Satduk. Had Sirena just listened and done her chores and got the haiguas for the prensa, the iron, nothing would have happened. But Sirena still loved to swim in the ocean or in the Satduk. Now here we have Sirena with her fish tail, her guian, where she was cursed by Mom because she didn't respect Mom to do her chores. And out came her half fish, half guian, half Palawan, half girl. Yep, it was here at the Hagåtña Bay where she swam off from the Satduk out into this bay. She was tristy, but at the same time, Sirena loved to numangu. At least she got to see her mom back and forth. Wasn't that just amazing, PBS University friends? Now you know our Lihendi of our Palawan Sirena. But let's make sure that we review before I let you go. We know Satduk means what? Great job, that's right. Satduk means river. Palawan, we know already. It's given. Girl, right? What about Guihan? That's right, Famagun. Fish. Numangu. Yes, awesome job. Swimming. That's right, Famagun. And prensa. Wow, way to go, Famagun. Way to take your words that you have learned in the previous lesson and apply it to this lesson, learning about the Lihendi of Sirena. Make sure you pay attention and you listen to your parents because it is very, very respectful. Have an amazing day, PBS University friends. Thanks for joining. Adios.
Fast, fun facts. Fast, fun facts. With Mr. Ernest Ochoco.
Half a day, everyone. This is Mr. Ernest Ochoco with another Fast Fun Fact. And today we're going to use the diversity word Dhanyavad. 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 Very good. Excellent. You guys said it correctly. Dhanyavad means thank you. It's gratitude in Hindi. That means thank you, thank you, thank you. So I wanted to talk to you guys today about a fun fact that I do in my own life. I have something called a gratitude journal. What is that? You guys are like, oh no, journal. No, it's just a piece of paper that you write stuff on. And it really helps me feel better about myself. It helps me stay in a positive mindset. And it helps me feel like I can achieve anything. So a gratitude journal, the gratitude journal that I am doing is something that I learned from Oprah Winfrey. Yeah, she's like one of my best friends. She's like one of my besties. Miss Oprah Winfrey. I listen to her every single morning. And she talked about before she goes to sleep, she writes in her journal, in a gratitude journal. And when she wakes up, she writes in a gratitude journal. So she writes 5 things that she's grateful for. And it's been working wonders for me. So let's go through some examples. I'm going to do a sample of a gratitude journal for you, what to write. My first one that I'm grateful for is I'm grateful for being alive. That's number 1. Number 2, I'm grateful that I have enough to eat. Number 3, I'm thankful for being able to wake up each morning and help other people. Number 4, I'm thankful that PBS University is a beautiful way to teach people. Number 5, I'm thankful for my shirt because I love these pink whales. So that's number 5. And you can be grateful for anything. Like Oprah was saying one day, she was going to a conference or a workshop, and she looked outside her window and she saw 2 squirrels gathering nuts. And it was such a cute little thing for her. And she said, wow, I'm going to put that in my gratitude journal. It can be a big gratitude for something huge or a small gratitude, like seeing squirrels gathering nuts. So I hope that you too find time to write 5 things you're grateful for in the morning. It can be anything. And 5 things that you're grateful for at night. So stay positive, think positive, and you will be able to achieve anything. This is Mr. Ernest Ochoco with another Fast Fun Fact. Bye, everyone.
Hafa-Day students, I'm Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio. For more than a year now, you all have continued to wash your hands and watch your distance from others, and you've done a really great job wearing your masks. We know your parents and guardians have helped you to make these changes to keep yourself and your community safe. As Governor Leon Guerrero said, we are happy you are here. We want you to continue to learn and sharpen your skills with the help of PBS University. This program is the result of a collaborative effort. We couldn't do it alone. I'd like to thank the teachers and support staff of the Guam Department of Education and PBS Guam for their work and their commitment to our students. I'd also like to thank you students for participating at home. To your parents, I'd like to thank you for taking an active role in your child's education. We are all eager to return to a time when all of us can share and study together in person. Until then, we hope you learned something new from this PBS University instruction.